rumours at this stage, completely unconfirmed. But the whiff of that was enough to take Reliance up 3%. SP Tulsian with us this morning to talk about that and other things. Morning, Mr. Tulsian. Likely, you think, any substance to the rumour which has been floating around of a possible settlement?
Udin, I don't know, for last 1 month or so, before the Supreme Court hearing has started on 20th October, I have, maybe you can say that just the inner feeling. I've been feeling that, yes, this time settlement is likely to happen. Because we have seen the battle, having fought in the court also, and nothing concrete coming out of that, even, in favor of both the parties, in spite of RNRL winning at the Bombay High Court. So this time I have a strong feeling that, yes, settlement looks this time, on the card, and both the brothers will maybe, try to reach on the settlement in next 2 to 3 months.
Mr. Tulsian, morning. Could it be the names that are being talked about at this point? Deepak Parekh, KV Kamath, Nimesh Kampani, because the names are influential as well in order to broker any kind of deal between the two.
I think, Mitali, the names which you have mentioned, some of them have already been active for last 6 months or so. But maybe this time some additional names have come on the surface, and maybe this time maybe the collective strength or the collective power of all the so-called well-wisher or the mediators could act, in the combined way, and may persuade or may convince both the brothers to go for the settlement. Yeah.
If indeed, and it's a big if at this stage, we must repeat, if indeed the deal is struck between the two camps at $3.6, do you think it will be good for the market and good for both companies?
This will definitely be good for the market, but this will be good more for the Reliance, because if you see the price at which both the parties are fighting is 4.2 on one side and 2.34 on the other side. So what Reliance would be sacrificing is 60 cents, and what RNRL will be paying extra is about $1.28. So obviously on the arithmetical basis it will be in favor of Reliance Industries. Second point, because sentimentally this could have impacted their profitability, though they would not have supplied the gas to RNRL over next 3 years. And looking to the scenario, maybe 3 years down the line, you may have the ample gas production. I don't say that there won't be consumption of the gas in the country, but we do not have the distribution network. We may not be having matching distribution network 3 years down the line what we will be seeing the production. So taking all these into consideration, I think this will be more in favor of Reliance Industries, and that is how market also will see it in that way. Yeah.
Mr. Tulsian, working on the premise that some kind of solution is worked out, aside from Reliance, from the ADAG side, which stock stands to benefit the most? Is it RNRL or is it actually something like Reliance Infra perhaps?
I think maybe I don't see any much hopes coming in for RNRL, Mitali. But yes, Reliance Infra holds a good promise, because maybe at least the process will start. You will see the steps being initiated by the company in respect to the power generation and other infrastructure, and as well as for the R power also, because then they will be taking up the Dadri power projects, and the activity will start in that front. So except for these two stocks, I don't think that much benefits will be derived by the ADAG stocks.
Any thoughts on Maytas, Mr. Tulsian, after the recent order that they've bagged and the way the stock has moved?
Again, Udayan, that the company is coming back on the track, because we have seen earlier, because of the financial problems and all that liquidity crunch, they have been losing the orders. They have started divesting their minority stakes in the JVs or SPVs. So I think the company is coming back on the track, and you find attraction in these at these valuations. So that's the main reason for the stocks to move up. Yeah.
What about the big research?
Mr. Tulsian, did you have a look at Dhampur Sugar's numbers yesterday? What did you make of it? And generally, how would you approach the sugar space now?
Udayan, I'm quite bullish on the sugar sector, but I'm really disappointed with the Dhampur Sugar results. If you really see, the bottom line is 14 crore for the quarter, and for the full year it is 56 crore. That means you have the identical bottom line coming in all the 4 quarters, that too in spite of and in fact the surprising part that the company has not provided for the tax liability in their audited statements account. I am honestly unable to understand, in spite of, even if they have the accumulated loss, there should have been some tax liability. So I am not very convinced, because they have sold about 9 lakh of bags of sugar at an average price of 28. That should have given them a very good profit. They had liquidated stock of about 183 crore. The decrease in stock is to that extent. So honestly, because if you really ask me, the calculation which I had made or was expecting PAT to be about 36 to 40 crores. So I am bullish on the sector, but disappointment on the Dhampur results. Yeah.
What would you buy from cement after the fall, Mr. Tulsian?
Though I'm not very positive on cement stocks, Mitali, but maybe sometimes, you have the idea that takeover, the story of takeover target, the takeover of the companies will start. And one should keep an eye on the takeover targets. For that reason, I find Shree Cement as a quite suitable candidate. The company has the best fundamentals. They have the highest EBITDA margin. That company also, may become a takeover candidate. And in the south, Madras Cement holds some potential to buy at these levels.
Yeah. You keep an eye on this one, J Corp, right?
Yes.
What's going on here? 243? Last 2 days it's up some 20%.
See, Udayan, since yesterday the price bands have been revised and J Corp fall in that category where the price band has been revised to 20%. We saw, in fact, in last half an hour the share, hitting the upper band and having frozen at those levels. In fact, if you really see the developments for past couple of months, there has been very uncomforting news coming in for this company that they have the stagnation in their business model, they have the liquidity crisis, they may not be able to see much growth in their business in which they have all entered because of the, some problems with the Reliance Industries also, not so much of the business coming in from that group. So it was correcting and it has corrected, I think, to about 155, 160 in last 1 month or so. But this seems to be just an informed buying, or maybe the push given to the stock, because you cannot justify or you cannot attribute any fundamentals for such a steep rise of more than 35% in last, in fact, practically in 1 day only. So I'm not convinced on a fundamental basis for this price. Yeah.
Thoughts on NMDC? You keep an eye on that. That's interest has revved up considerably after the government's pronouncements over the last few days, up 15% today.
See, then I have discomfort on the valuation of two stock. One is MMTC, which is, I think, ruling at about 36, 37,000, but I hold the valuation of not more than 5,000 for that stock. And when taking a call on NMDC, I don't say that it is such a steeply valued. But yes, when you compare it with Sisagova, I don't think that these kind of valuations are justified because of the paucity of the stock, because of the very low float. I do not think that the efficient price discovery is happening in both these stocks. So let's wait for the fundamentals to pan out when the company will be, crystallizing their FPO plans and all that. But as of today, I am not comfortable with the kind of valuations we have seen post this run-up in the stock prices. Yeah.
So what are you hearing in the market, Mr. Tulsian, about market hours? When does it hit the extended phase?
I don't know. Honestly, I think maybe some thought is being given by the exchanges also, and it is being realized that, because I have been totally against this move, I don't see honestly any logic. In fact, there are more of the problems, less of the benefits. So I hope that, maybe the process is not getting or won't get implemented yet.